Well, the Iran-US war is intensifying, and the face-off is also intensifying at the sea, shifting from the air and land to tight maritime corridors where warships live or die by seconds of reaction time.
The United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, the most lethal, most complex, and most precise aerial operation in history.
Our military in the Middle East is undertaking an unprecedented operation to eliminate Iran's ability to threaten Americans, as they've been doing for nearly half a century.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved.
In the first week of Operation Epic Fury, US forces claimed to have sunk or crippled multiple major Iranian vessels, including IRGC's drone carrier IRIS Shahid Bagheri. Yet even at these last symbol of Iranian power projection burn or lie on the seabed, Iran has something far more smaller and more elusive: the Heydar 110 missile boat, a platform built to threaten US carriers and their escorts in the confined waters of the Persian Gulf. So today we will tell you everything about IRGC's Heydar 110 missile boat and why it might become a headache for US naval forces in the Middle Eastern waters. Heydar 110 was rolled out with fanfare by the IRGC Navy in early 2025. In fact, Iranian media described it as a fast attack boat built around a twin hull. This twin hull architecture gives better stability at very high speed and lets the air flow between the hulls, helping the boat slice through the choppy Persian Gulf at speed that would punish conventional monohulls. Now, Tehran claims the Heydar 110 can reach 110 knots, which is about 203 km per hour, which, if true, would make it the fastest operational combat boat in the world. So, as per reports, Western analysts are skeptical, suggesting a more realistic maximum somewhere in the 60-90 knot band. But even that would put it at the extreme high end of military small craft performance and well above most US and allied surface ships. Now, armament is what turns this from a record setter into a carrier threat. As per Iranian media reports, Heydar 110 can carry 2 anti-ship cruise missiles with estimate range of roughly 100 kilometers. And this very boat becomes more lethal when cued by shore-based radars, drones, or other boats around it when it's on attack mode. In fact, reports also point to an automatic cannon and short-range defensive weapons, giving it some ability to engage helicopters, drones, or small boats that get too close. In terms of reach, IRGC Navy Commander Ali Reza Tagvisi has been cited in multiple Iranian media outlets, giving the Heydar 110 an operational range of around 650 kilometers, enough to operate not only inside the Persian Gulf. Well, as US is proving it can hunt down and destroy Iran's largest naval assets, including the Shahid Bagheri drone carrier. But now the biggest question is, can it really sink fast and harder to neutralize boats like Heydar 110? Well, Iran has spent decades refining an asymmetrical mix of mines, coastal missiles, drone and swarms of fast attack boats designed to make narrow waterways temporarily unusable. Now, nowhere is that more dangerous than in the Strait of Hormuz. At its narrowest, the strait is about 30-33 km wide, but the internationally recognized traffic separation squeezes giant tankers and warships into 2-mile wide inbound and outbound lanes separated by a 2-mile buffer, leaving very little room to maneuver around threats. Well, in that constraint, a handful of ultra-fast missile-armed boats can force a multi-billion-dollar carrier into an ugly close-in fight. And remember, IRGC's doctrine centers on sworn tactics, dozens or even hundreds of small agile boats attacking from multiple directions at once, aiming to saturate radars and overwhelm carriers like the USS Abraham Lincoln. Within that ecosystem, Heydar 110 is a high-end predator, faster than earlier IRGC boats, carrying heavier short or medium-range missiles and shaped to be harder to see until it is dangerously close. Its extreme speed, even in somewhat below the advertised 110 knots, compresses US reaction time and shortens the distance between detection and missile launch. forcing carriers to lean even more heavily on outer layer air power, drones, and persistent surveillance. Well, it's true that the United States has responded with layer defenses like armed drones and helicopters, guided missiles, and rapid-fire guns. But as long as Iran can put large number of boats like Heydar 110 to sea from multiple sides, the risk for US naval assets in the Gulf will persist.